My name is Anna Birna Turner. I am the producer here at Parity Games in Reykjavik, Iceland. And this little walkthrough is going to show you guys the very first level of our game, Island of Winds. And it's going to be the very first level named Brynhildur. This is where you're going to get an introduction to our main character, Brynhildur, and kind of a little insight into the kind of kickoff of our story, our main character's abilities, the way you're going to be walking through and engaging with the world, and yeah, hopefully it'll pique your guys' interest. So we're just going to start right here. So we are starting out here on a beautiful black sand beach. Approach to Brynhildur's ancestral home, Dreit. You can see here we spot a white raven. This acts as Brynhildur's sort of guide through the story and through the levels. Here we press Q to use Viska, an important ability in the game that can orient you, can direct you. You can see there's a little white shining trail in the sky. We also pop open our encyclopedia to read a little bit more about our powers. So we can see that the white raven has gone up this hill. We'll be sprinting upwards towards it, seeing what it is leading us towards. Here we get a little intro cinematic to Dreit and the destruction that has befallen upon it. So let's get down there and investigate.
Brynhildur, ég sem taldi að allar góðar vættir væru horfnar á braut. Það gleður kulið hjarta að þér standið enn vaktina.
Hver eru þér, vofa? Og hvers vegna þekki þér nafn mitt?
Hafið þér nokkur tíman séð tröll, Brynhildur? Hvað með álfa? Hafið þér siglt fram á sæskrímsli, mætt forynjum, ókindum eða öðrum dularverum eyjunnar?
Ég kann sögurnar og þekki nöfnin, en Hrymja taldi gæfulegt þegar ekki sást til slíkra vætta.
Ég var ung að aldri ég leit mitt fyrsta tröll. Það gægðist á gluggan og rændi móður minni. Eyjan svipti mig öllu ég átti. Ég gerðist þó hvorki bitur né heiftrækin. Heldur lærði að hlusta á land, haf og himinn.
Þér eruð Margrét, fyrst verndarvætta. Hvað kom fyrir Dreitil? Ég verð að finna Hrymju. Án hennar erum við aflvana.
Verndarvættir eru aldrei aflvana. En því meira sem skálarnar skekkjast, þeim mun erfiðara að rétta úr voginni. Óreiða streymir úr opnum sárum og þér þurfið að leita uppsprettunar.
Geti þér ekki hjálpað oss?
Minn tími liðinn, kæra Brynhildur. Gakk með gát og gleymdu ekki að jafnvægið kemur ávallt innan frá.
So, we have now received a bit of a warning, as well as an introduction to the story of Island of Winds from Margrét, the ghost of the first balance keeper, which is what our main character Brynhildur is. They're kind of a cross between a witch and sorcerers that protect the balance of the natural world. So here you see as we entered the building, we used Viska to highlight some collectible journal entries. We can walk over and find them. This is a page from Hrymja's journal. Hrymja is the owner of the house we are currently in. You can see as we walk around, our pace has slowed down. We're inside. We shouldn't be running around inside. You can see the inspiration of traditional Icelandic architecture. There's various foodstuffs and pieces of furniture, a crackling fire. We can warm ourselves up here. Again, using Visca to sort of guide our direction, we can see the symbol for some sort of paper collectible over in that direction, but it is blocked. The door to Rimja's study. We can open up our encyclopedia, check on information about Margaret, the ghost we just spoke to. Again, peek a little bit at Visca. Items eventually that we will collect, the places we've been, creatures, things we encounter in the game. So here we are using Visca to engage with sort of a magically locked doorway. We now have this puzzle that we need to solve. There's various shapes, and you gotta make sure that you have them in the right orientation, and that key is unlocked by using Visca. So once you rotate all the correct stones, the door disappears and we're able to enter the locked study. Here we can see it's empty, but there are some objects on the desk over there. If we glance here at Rimja's journal, we can see she mentions a staff. You can read through the notes we've collected in our journal. As well as peek into this locked chest, which seems to be locked by some sort of spinning puzzle mechanism. You can see you can turn the design, and when it aligns, the ring pushes down and is slowly forming a complete image. Once that image has been completed, the chest unlocks, and we can access now this scroll, which shows a depiction of the current building we are in, Rimja's house, as well as two waterfalls and a path seemingly leading up into the mountains. We saw for a moment there the white raven flying off into the distance. Here we start running after it, following it, in the direction of that path that was indicated on the scroll that we found. We can see a sheep on its back, seemingly cursed or something not right currently going on, and this strange kind of abscess on the lamb. You see Brynhildur there bounced off of it and took some damage when she tried to approach it. Fortunately, we can't do anything about that right now, so we're going to continue off in the direction of the staff that Rimja's note mentioned. Here we stumble onto this small waterfall nook with various sort of stones propped up vertically. We use Visca once again to interact, and we see their shapes flashing across the stone's surface. And if you look a little closer, the smaller stones, the brown stones, have those different shapes carved onto them. So this is a puzzle where we want to kind of follow the order that we're given pick the right stones and this and pick the right stone runes in the right order. Again, you can always use Viska if you need to, again, to prompt the puzzle. But it looks like our player here was able to remember all of those initial shapes. And now, just like in Hrymja's study, the doors light up and disappear, inviting us inwards. As you saw, this is the staff of balance that Brynhildur here has found. We can open up our encyclopedia to take a look at what exactly this item is. You can see it's a magical staff of protection that has been passed down through generations of balance keeper leaders. Additionally, we find another journal page from Hrymja, speaking of the Hugga stone, which is used in times of peace, but also alludes to a forbidden stone that has not been used for generations. But now that we have this mystical staff, maybe we can use it to help out Flekka, that little sheep friend we have. We can open up the encyclopedia again to look at Hugga, read about specifically what it does, how it has a calming effect upon all creatures, and it can help to diffuse situations, tense situations. So, press left click on the mouse. We see a bar fills up, and we have managed to cure Flekka of whatever was hurting her. Here we can also see that once we left clicked on this cairn, as they are called, cairns, the sort of reddish impurity seems to have gone away. Alright, here we are jumping forward just a little bit in the level, and we can see that a spider is running towards Brynhildur. It is spitting sort of this white webbing substance at us, and it's not too friendly, so we are going to take out our staff and use our Hugga ability on it to calm it down. In the world of Isle of Winds, we are not killing animals, we are not in combat, we are not fighting. We exist as balance keepers, and so we are restoring balance to agitated creatures, to upset people, to an environment which has been shifted by some sort of unknown force. So our focus here is not to cause hurt or harm, but it is to restore the calmness and the sort of peace that existed before the events of the game. Skipping forward a bit, here is where we unlock our second core spell. Stunka, as we saw mentioned in Hrymja's journal previously, is a power that comes from a forbidden stone. Hrymja had sealed it away because of its destructive and powerful capabilities. It can be used to stun various creatures and animals. It can be used to break down obstacles like doorways, broken wood, spider webs. It's a powerful spell, and it hasn't really been needed in a long time on the Island of Winds, in Brynhildur's home. So the fact that she's pulling it out now is a signifier that something is really, really wrong. Here there's some wood blocking this doorway, but now we have the Stunka spell, which allows us to break down that barrier, and Brynhildur can now have a look around this house. The last thing that I want to show to you guys today is one of the creatures featured in our game. It is the troll. Trolls in our game are angry, aggressive. They patrol around paths, and you need to make sure that you are crouching and being quiet and slow and careful in order to avoid being seen by them. Here we can see Brynhildur crouching and scooting around from rock to rock. We managed to escape without it noticing us. Now we are free to explore the rest of this area. Alright, I think that's going to do it for this little look into the basic aspects of gameplay of Island of Winds. Again, my name is Anna. I am the producer here at Parity Games, and I'd just like to take a moment to thank all of our viewers for anyone that has shown interest in our game. And I'd just like to let everyone know that we are on Steam. Feel free to wishlist us to get updates on our official release date. You can also follow us at Island of Winds on Twitter for any kinds of social media updates.
Hvarvetna býr fegurð, fegurð umfram allt. Allt fléttast saman í óslitna keðju. Við önnumst milligöngu hins sýnilega og ósýnilega. Við höldum skuggum í skefjum. Velkomin í verndarvætta tölu.